All right, welcome folks to Gordium, where we generate, evaluate, and execute on startup ideas. We really need to come up with a new tagline. Um, Today, we're going to be diving into embedding custom polls has a terrible user experience. So, well, the UI is terrible too. Oh, we need to put our new idea template in here. Basically, I don't, how long ago was it that we were debating the, this would be in general process. Yeah, we were thinking about adding a crowdsource step to figure out which thing we should work on. This was back when we were trying to work on startup ideas, which we're not anymore. But yeah, so I was trying to get polls basically embedded into Obsidian, which you can do with iframes. Obsidian lets you throw things like YouTube videos in really nicely. But as I was looking at different customizable embeddable polls, they sucked. There's one that's okay, but it's run by a single person and it's super inflexible and you can't do very much with it.
Hmm.
I wish I'd added the links here. I might try to find a couple of them. I think you can do the one thing that's good actually is I think you can embed a Google form. I think that's what I had decided, which was kind of like the killer app. But I don't know. I was kind of hoping for more options, like some really beautiful ones, and it feels like a great fit for like an indie developer to handle.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, there is one out there that kind of does some stuff, but that was it. I was really surprised. Like, I guess my biggest question is why aren't there more indie devs building for this space? It might not be profitable, it really might not, because I guess you do ad supported maybe. So I guess like what is the revenue model or something like this?
How connected are
That's
you
not a
with
solution.
sort of the Obsidian community?
I'm not very connected. I want to get more connected because I want to start building some stuff, some custom stuff for us and release it publicly as a plugin. But
Mm-hmm.
why do you ask?
Just
Oh,
curious
yeah.
if you floated this
Hmm.
idea. How much of it are there people who love Obsidian and just like working on it, and if you give them an idea like that where they
Mm,
see some light, do they take it and run? Or
a great question.
yeah,
I wonder
why
if,
are the community plugins, what is inspiring them to work on those?
yeah, that's a great question. Oh, these are all polls from, do they have a poll in here? Oh, well, there's an embeddable poll. What is that
Interesting.
using? That's so interesting. You gotta be kidding me. Oh, ooh, this is interesting. This is like a hand built website. So there's this framework called Ember. It's like helps you build websites. They're using Ember. This is very surprising. This is not what I expected to find in this.
So it's something like that. Is it something where it sounds like it's quite manual, but is it manual in which you build it the first time and it sucks, and then after that you're just reskinning it? Or is it something you sort of have to build ground up every time?
I don't know. I think this is auto generated. I bet like if I were to try to make a poll. So I think this is really easy actually, probably. I doubt they went and built this custom. I think what's strange to me is this forum.obsidian.md seems to be built in Ember. So I think the site itself is built in that so that then you can um, like you can use like when you go to generate components, it does that. does that kind of for you. I forget what my email for this is. Never for this. Because what I want to see is if I go to create something, if I go to create a new topic, can I? Oh, is there a poll category? How did they do that? Oh, this is kind of weird. I don't know. So I don't think this is actually built in Obsidian.
Mm-hmm.
Now that I'm thinking about it.
Yep.
So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. That's really strange. But it doesn't look like people have asked. Oh, I have looked. I've Googled. I've looked on this before, and there was nothing there.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. That's a great question though. Like, why hasn't the Obsidian community done this? Well, really quickly, actually, you know what might be interesting is to look on community plugins and see if they have a poll one. Oh, so this is interesting. You could do a
You could
Twitter
do a
poll.
Twitter poll.
That
Mm-hmm.
feels like a bright spot more than anything, right?
Yep. Yeah.
So convert embed a Twitter poll. That actually makes a ton of sense. That's really interesting. I like that out actually a lot because that
Yeah.
takes care of a lot of like the one thing I'm thinking about is data storage and like where does this live, and
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of that's nice to actually know where that one lives. So I think there's two things here. I think there's user experience um, for embedder. So like
Mm-hmm.
how easy is it to put the poll into your website, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Does it offer different formats? You know, can you do an iframe? Can you embed raw HTML? Like what can you do? I think then
Mm-hmm.
there's the UX for the voter, you know, like how easy is it to cast votes? Does it adapt to screen size? Those are big things because that's what I found on some of these is you have to size things really intelligently, otherwise it just looks crappy and the person actually can't even vote.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then there's UI in general. So like, how does it look? Is it up to date? That was another problem I ran into. Is some of these just look like absolute trash. I was
Mm-hmm.
surprised. Yeah. Um,
Another lever um is sort of what opportunity for growth. So, when you think about why we were having these polls, it was crowdsourcing. And one thought
mhm.
we had was that, we're not perfect. We might miss solution types. So it'd be nice to have, you know, in the future opportunity for, the community to also come up with ideas. So it'd be nice to
Extensible.
have some, yeah, have some, community guided, edition, which, I don't use Twitter, so I don't know, but I'm, 99.9% sure that, you know, I can't edit your Twitter poll to
Oh,
add
that's
an
for
option.
sure. And I don't even know if it would allow that, you know,
Yeah.
because it might invalidate the poll. It depends on how that poll is built.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
I like the extensible is really hard. That's hard to do, but I think it'd be really powerful, especially in
Hmm.
our use case. That's a good. I like that.
Yeah.
So I guess most solutions right now are maybe okay for UX, really bad for the embedder, really
Mhm.
bad UI, and completely lacking
Yeah.
extensibility.
Yeah.
That's wild. So current examples have okay UX for a voter, bad UX for embedder, bad UI in general, and are not extensible at all.
I
Yeah.
wonder, um, like one, not really, in some ways a trivial solution, because it sort of kicks out the problem of embedding. But just using, like a subreddit and
Well, that's an
being there.
interesting, yeah, like embedding a subreddit
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
with ideas as
because
comments.
it'd be so, have your voting system for Reddit, and then like if you could have like a subreddit, um, and have a subreddit be an individual idea, and basically have, you know, your community doing its discussion and its voting, with it's really good way to vote things, and
Yeah.
then basically have that subreddit linked with this a given markdown file, and just rip all of it from there and put it in the markdown file.
Well, you could just embed it as an iframe.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that too.
Like, I don't know. Let me see. Let's see what you can, how you can export one of these. Oh, my computer's running slow again. Yeah, see? Boom. That's awesome. That's a great idea. I feel like Reddit is a big upgrade over Twitter. Like we start to get extensibility there.
Yeah, but a little bit less.
You,
Twitter is nice because it's very clean cut, right?
uh-huh.
Whereas Reddit comments and whatnot would not be clean at all, right? They're messy, but that's okay.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. But yeah, these are all actually great. I think these solutions end up being better than any custom solution. Like custom polls with slick UI embeddable via iframe. And for folks who don't know, I guess I've said iframe a lot, but um, iframe is just the best way to show is via example. Let me see if I can, if my hunk of crap can load. We'll see. But iframe basically lets you like put a web page inside a web page really easily. But the best way to see it is to, or to understand it is just to see it happen. So I'm gonna grab this iframe and I'll show it in our Obsidian, because Obsidian supports iframes, which is pretty exceptional, which is, why any of this stuff is even viable. Like, it's so cool to think that, like, I think these bright spots are more promising than, oh, it said it copied it. Maybe it didn't. There we go. See? Ta-da! There's our Reddit
Something
thing.
we don't care about, but it's there.
So that's what an iframe does, is it just renders any web page inside another web page, which technically Obsidian, I think, runs in a web browser. Ta-da! Secrets. It's called Electron. It's super exciting. A lot of your apps probably run on Electron under the hood, which is just like a bastardized Chrome instance that you can customize. So
you're saying everything is a web browser, and we should all just use Chrome OS?
no. Everything is a web browser though, and it's more and more becoming a web browser. Yeah.
So Chrome OS will get stronger and stronger.
I think I don't know. What is the market share of Chrome OS? Do you still even use Chrome OS?
No, not
Why are
really.
you singing its praises?
Because that
Oh, oh my God. No way.
look at that.
Oh, it's Windows. Jeez, Windows had so much market share.
Still does. Holy cow.
I can't believe Mac is so low.
Yeah, that's what happens when you have, crazy expensive things.
Yeah, that makes sense. I don't know. I actually like Chromebooks though. I do.
No, I think it makes sense for a lot of things. I think there it's, as all these schools went online, they needed to provide,
Yeah.
their learning at home students with computers, and Chromebooks is a perfect solution for that.
Chromebooks are like, yeah, if you're not gonna do anything, even if you are doing something heavy duty, like I knew this or I read this blog about a guy who did software development on an iPad. You could do that on a Chromebook. Basically, you just ping into remote instances of
Yeah.
your code. You don't run anything on your computer. You don't need to have anything on your computer anymore.
Yeah.
So I think a Chromebook makes a ton of sense. Much
Hmm.
as I hate Google, not as much as I hate Facebook or Amazon, but I still don't love Google. But I gotta say, the Chromebook's a good product. Yeah. I think it made so much sense for Neil did it for college
Yeah.
because you
Because
just use the engineering
yeah,
uh
I mean,
machines, computers
they
when you need.
they gave us access to SolidWorks, and all these people with their fancy laptops, it's still a laptop. It can't run SolidWorks well.
No. Yeah, exactly.
So everyone ended up going to the engineering computing lab, and then yeah, that's an easy way to win the argument of what computer's best, and all these people are saying, well, my MacBook and my expensive Windows, and I'm like, yeah, mine doesn't run as fast, but I spent a quarter of the money.
Well, it doesn't run as fast, but honestly, like, what did you ever use it for? You used it for Google Docs, Google Sheets, and surfing the web. Like that's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think the Chromebooks are very good. And I've that's probably time to wrap that tangent. Sorry, folks. I got curious. Um, connections, embedding polls. I don't know if we have anything about embed. Bed sheets are never wrinkled.
It's pretty close.
Legos end up jumbled. Embedding polls. UX. Do we have anything about UX? UI? I don't know. I don't know about this. Like, what would be, I guess, hard to use? Hard to know shoes. I don't know.
Yeah, don't.
Seems kind of unique in some ways.
Yeah.
I don't think we've ever really thought about user experience before.
Well, are there like
The critique.
programming things?
Code.
Yeah, I mean, there's.
I mean, there are, but I don't. Oh, this is a good one. Is similar in that the barrier to entry is artificially high, right?
If you say so.
Well, like really, Chrome and Firefox extensions are not that hard, and
Mhm.
they could be no coded.
Yeah.
Just like embedding even a custom poll, like why the hell do you have to embed a custom poll? Like
Yeah.
uh, that might be the only one.
Yep.
All right, category voting. I think
I'm ready.
I think I've got mine. All right, what do you got?
I have no motivation.
I don't either. I mean, I had motivation until I found the bright spots and until we shifted away from this. I was like, no longer needed expertise.
This should be time to failure.
Oh, you're right. Shoot. I was so excited to flex my coding muscles.
I was so
Say I'm
excited
expert-
to not flex my coding muscles. Because this makes this a harder decision.
This doesn't make sense. I mean, do we go off bright spots or solutions?
Um,
I think we go off bright spots. I think they
Yeah.
work. Okay,
Yeah.
I have my vote.
Speed to failure then is 2.
It's
It
great.
wouldn't be hard at all. Impact, I give a 0.
I also give a 0. I think it's kind of useless. I think polls are best as ephemeral things. And embedding a poll assumes you want it to last forever.
Yeah.
I don't know. All right, folks, thank you for joining us. Thank you for bearing with us on our tangent. We hope you have a wonderful week.